Business opened in our great city. Amazing Dental, which is located in the former Union Hall at Fort and Superior, hosted a ribbon cutting and a tour of their state-of-the-art facility at 4 p.m. It was a great event and well attended. Council President Zoe Cuspa and Councilwoman Karen George assisted me in welcoming this new business to Southgate. The dental office has been well received by the Downriver community. We appreciate this investment in our community and wish Dr. Nager and his staff continued success. They actually came from Wyandotte. They had a smaller building in Wyandotte and came here to expand their practice, and it's been working well for them. Another ribbon cutting took place the very next day, Thursday, September 15th. Our much awaited Southgate Splash Pad at Market Center Park opened. It was great to see so many people attending the event and enjoying our new water feature at the park. The splash pad was funded through a federal grant that was allocated through the Wayne County CDBG program. Special thanks to County Commissioner Joe Palomera for representing the county at this grand opening. We had several other elected officials attending, including Council President Zoe Cuspa, as well as Councilman Christian Graziani and Councilwoman Karen George. But the two that really got into the grand opening were City Clerk Jan Ferenz and District Court Judge Elizabeth Mullins, who both ran through the splash pad with the children when the water jets were turned on. It was quite a sight. I think the reporter has a few pictures as well if you'd like to view those. It was also great to see the crowds of families who took advantage of the water this weekend during the hot weather. The splash pad will continue to operate through the end of this month, weather permitting. North Line Road near I-75 has been in disrepair for years. This past Friday, Wayne County started major repairs on the roadway. Although this is not a total replacement, the worst portions will be sectioned and replaced. This much needed work, this is much more work than just patching that took place during the past. The repairs should take approximately 3 weeks, depending on weather conditions, particularly rain. I would like to thank Andrew Kandrivas, Director of the county's Public Service Department, for finally scheduling these much-needed repairs. The next civic event planned for Market Center Park will be our annual Harvest Fest on the weekend of October 8th and 9th. Everybody should have gotten a flyer on that. This is the first time the festival will run 2 days. This event will feature over 50 craft vendors, food trucks, live entertainment, and family-friendly activities. This year will also include our Faith and Blue festivities. On Saturday, October 8th, our police officers will be on hand to meet with residents, answer questions, and assist with some of the children's activities. There will also be an opportunity to help name our new police canine. Our Historic Foundation will also be there selling their pumpkins at their annual pumpkin patch, and the Southgate Harvest Fest will be a great way to celebrate the fall season in our city. More details are posted on our website with updates on our social media pages. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
I would like to say, I was going to say something about the splash pad. I did go again on Saturday. I did.
Well, you're the only one here that I think has actually used it.
No, I love it. And we did get the absentee ballots in, and we will be stuffing envelopes in that, and hopefully, I believe they're going to go out sometime mid-next week to the end, somewhere around Wednesday or Thursday. That's all I have.
Councilman Zemecki?
Okay, I'd like to send best wishes in regards to the Valerie Zucker family, William Taylor family, Jackie Cooper family, Marcus Gutierrez family, Richard Frunt, F-R-U-N-T, Esther Young, Michelle George, Timothy Williams, Connie and Nikki, Dora Heron, and Nicolenti Golden. And my Polish proverb for the day is, words of wisdom hold tight to the first bargain.
Thank you. Councilman Graziani?
The Board of Zoning Appeals met this past week to review a handful of variance requests, some of which were posed by residential property owners, and one about the Taco Bell that's remodeling on Eureka and Trenton. And that one was in conjunction with the Downtown Development Authority, the DDA, because the DDA is placing a sign where the old Southgate Communities player sign used to be in front of the Taco Bell. Apparently, the installation of that sign would obstruct the to-be-placed Taco Bell sign if they were not permitted to deviate from the sign height length by 1 foot, and that request was granted, but nothing else at the Board of Zoning Appeals was of noteworthy. Beyond that, meeting minutes and agendas are available on the city website. The next meeting will take place on Monday, November 14th, but that's at a time to be determined because it's my understanding that they're considering pushing the time back for those meetings that were previously being set at 5:30.
Thank you. The school board met. Business was as usual, except for an exciting thing coming to our homecoming festivities. Homecoming week will be next week with the homecoming game on the 30th, and then the dance the next day on Saturday. Something new that's going to be happening this year is the student council will be having game booths at the football game, so there'll be different games that they'll be competing against the different classes. They're gonna have different booths, like the ring toss, games such as that sort. So that's the way they will be competing. They're not gonna have floats this year. People will vote on the best booth they think, freshman, sophomore, senior, or junior. And it's gonna be a fun week, so please come out and support our Titans. Councilman Kalovis.
Thank you. The Case Commission held their monthly meeting yesterday. They agreed to continue the Halloween and Christmas home decorating contest, and they also voted and approved to increase the prizes, and that would be, first place is going to be $100, a little bit more incentive. Second place will be $50, and third place will be $25. And as those dates get closer, I'll report on that. The Southgate Planning Commission met recently, began reviewing the current sign ordinance and recommendations from the city plan consultant, John Enos, as to revisions that should be made in keeping up with the law and legal decisions, and also how it should affect the business community and residential community. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman Farah.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Recreation, there's no update. Just like to, from this council, extend best wishes and continued healing to our to our recreation director. Public safety did meet. Fire department successfully passed their annual EMS relicensure for the state of Michigan. And the new rescue that we're awaiting, the delivery of that has been pushed back, unfortunately, to November. So that's going to take just a little bit longer. Police department has their accreditation final assessment scheduled for next week. They're expecting that to go well, and by next April at the chiefs meeting, they should get their full accreditation. The police department will be conducting another ALICE training with the YMCA staff coming up here early October, which now they're through the school district and they're continuing out into our business area. And one more thing that was reported that's pretty significant, Code Red update. The DPW has been utilizing Code Red, which is an emergency notification system. The police and fire department will begin using the system to communicate emergencies to residents. They encourage residents to sign up for the system. They've upgraded the Code Red account to include foreign language translations and any communications they send out. Translation options are Spanish, Arabic, and Chinese. It's been advertised on social media. The public safety will be using this feature. A simple way to register is by texting 99411, 99411, and using the code SouthgateMI. You'll receive an enrollment link to get back and get registered. And what that will do is you'll get a text message update if there is a police or fire emergency going on within the community, so that more people are aware and alert of what's going on around us. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman George.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The summer reading program ended August 20th. 199 adults signed up and read 602 books. 253 children signed up and read 89,227 minutes, or 1,487 hours. There was a summer story time for babies and families. Both were very popular and will resume again starting in October 3rd through the November 17th. They are again planning to have an adult book club starting in October also. If you visit the library, please fill out the in-house surveys that they have at the desk. It is a basic survey that they have used before, and it will give the director feedback on how the library can better serve you, its patrons. Saturday, October 8th is going to be a busy day. That's the Touch-A-Truck, and it will be held in the library parking lot. The bookmobile will not be there this year. I got one more. I don't know if Dale mentioned David or not, but on behalf of the city and the Library Commission, I would like to extend a heartfelt sympathy to the family of former member David Grubbs, who passed away recently. He served many years, many of them as president, and he will be missed. Lastly, is there an update on the Kiwanis walking storybook? Do we know when it'll be installed? I know that the DPW has been very busy. Do you know?
Through the chair, there's not an update at this time, but I would like to take an opportunity to get back with you on that.
Okay, thank you. They might even wait till spring, I don't know. That's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Move on to the agenda items. Mr. Marsh.
Thank you, Madam President. Today, under scheduled persons in the audience, we'll hear from Boy Scout Troop 1783 regarding a wreath sale. Moving down to Communications A, the first item for discussion this evening is a letter from the mayor regarding the purchase and request for and waiver of bid for 2 police interceptor vehicles. This purchase is budgeted in the capital fund. Southgate Ford has agreed to match the state Michigan bid price on the vehicles. Are there any questions from council? Seeing none?
I want to add one thing, if you don't mind, because I do it always at the meeting, I'll tell you now.
Mr.
Been
Zelda.
Southgate Ford's lawyer since they got the zoning approval here. I have nothing to do with this either way, but I just think council should know under the ethics ordinance. So.
Thank you.
That sheds a lot of light on the situation. I understand.
Now, and you might ask, if I'm their lawyer, why am I driving a car that's 17 years old? So.
But it is a Ford.
But it is a Ford.
Please continue,
You take
Mr.
what you can
Marsh.
get.
Thank you. The next item is a request to council to make a resolution to hold a brownfield plan public hearing during the October 5th, 2022 City Council meeting. This public hearing would be regarding the Southgate Tower at 16333 Trenton Road, the old Security Bank building. On September 2nd, the city's Brownfield Redevelopment Authority unanimously approved the brownfield plan, which looks to bring over 200 new market rate apartments to the city and redevelop one of the city's most iconic properties. Are there any questions from council? Seeing none, moving down to Communications B, the only item under Communications B is a letter from the mayor regarding the appointment of Doug Drysdale as the Assistant City Administrator / Finance Director beginning work on October 3rd. Although it's not indicated on the agenda, I believe we're probably going to have some unscheduled people in the audience tonight, likely regarding Kata's Hair Salon. Prior to that portion of the agenda, the council president would like to make a brief statement regarding the matter. And I would just recommend that during tonight, as we're listening to public comments and as it's discussed, that we would just refrain from any ordinances, making any motions to change the ordinance, just because, again, that ordinance is, as Councilman Kalovis mentioned, under review currently by the Planning Commission. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. With that being the last item on the work study, I will end it and we'll reconvene at 7 o'clock.
Too bad Fudgy's
Well, that's what we use for
Official
official time,
one.
so we've got to wait another minute. Interesting that she said you have to decide first. When they get into discussion about this, you and I should just go outside.
Longest minute ever.
We need some, like,
There we go.
There we go.
football stadium
It's
music.
now 7 o'clock. The September 21st regular meeting will begin. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roush is excused. Councilman Zemecki?
Here.
Councilman Graziani?
Present.
Councilman Clovis?
Present.
Councilman George?
Here.
Councilman Farah?
Present.
And Councilman Cuspa.
Here. A motion is in order to approve the work study session minutes dated September 7th, 2022.
Madam Chairperson,
Councilman Calovis.
thank you. I make a motion that we approve the work-study session minutes dated September 7th, 2022.
Support.
Motion by Calovis, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. A motion is required to approve the regular city council meeting minutes dated September 7th, 2022.
Madam Chair,
Councilman George.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the regular city council meeting minutes dated September 7th, 2022.
Motion by George, supported by Zemecki. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Our only scheduled person in the audience is Boy Scout Troop 1783 for their resale. Are they here? Is Amy here? Okay, seeing that she's not, we'll move on to consideration of bids. There are none. Oh,
Madam Chair,
Councilman Farah.
even though they're not here, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the permit for the Boy Scout Troop 1783 to sell their wreaths at Dick's Toledo and Eureka Road at the Dollar Tree location. And as we have traditionally in the past, we waive the permit fee for that Boy Scout troop.
Support.
Okay, motion by Farah, supported by George. Any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman
Just so the
George.
public knows, this is an annual event for them. It's a fundraiser, and the wreaths are really good. My daughter-in-law always gets me one. She gets me a poinsettia and a wreath, and I hate to say that, but about a month ago, I finally threw the wreath out. I was kind of waiting until they pick up the compost, but they do last forever. And they're big, they're huge, they're really nice. So support the Boy Scouts.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. We'll move on. There are no consideration of bids. There's no scheduled hearings. The first item under Communications A is a letter from the mayor regarding the purchase of 2 police interceptor vehicles. Madam Clerk.
It is recommended by the police chief, and I concur, that the bid procedure be waived and to award the purchase of 2 Ford Next Generation Police Interceptor utility vehicles to Southgate Ford. Southgate Ford has agreed to match the state of Michigan bid price in the amount of $43,720 per vehicle for a total cost of $87,440. Adequate funds are available for this purchase in the capital fund through the sale of the lease on the AT&T Tower and sale of land. Your favorable consideration of this matter is greatly appreciated.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Farah.
I move this council waive the bid procedure, go with the matched state bid for Southgate Ford for the purchase of 2 Ford Next Generation Police Interceptor vehicles at the total amount of $87,440.
Support.
Motion by Farah, supported by Calovis. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Last is a memo from the administrator regarding resolution to hold public hearing for Southgate Tower, Brownsfield, 16333 Trenton Road. Madam Clerk.
On Friday, September 2nd, 2022, the Southgate Brownfield Redevelopment Authority voted to approve a brownfield plan presented by AKT Peerless and Alex Began from Southgate Tower LLC. The Southgate Tower Bloomfield plan is regarding the property on 16333 Trenton Road. The next step in the approval process for the brownfield plan is to hold a public hearing. I am respectfully requesting that the council make a resolution to hold a public hearing during the regularly scheduled October 5th, 2022 City Council meeting for the Southgate Tower brownfield plan. Your favorable consideration is appreciated.
Madam Chairperson.
Councilman Kulovas.
Thank you. I make a motion that we hold a public hearing for the Southgate Tower brownfield, Southgate Tower 16333 Trenton Road. That'd be a public hearing during the regular scheduled October 5th, 2022 City Council meeting for the City of Southgate concerning the Tower brownfield plan as set forth in the memorandum.
Support.
Motion by Clovis, supported by Zemecki. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. There's one item under Communication B, receive and file, a letter from the mayor regarding appointment of our new finance director. Madam Clerk.
As per Section 64 of the City Charter, I have appointed Doug Drysdale to Assistant City Administrator Finance Director effective October 2nd, 2022. Mr. Drysdale's contract is attached.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam Chair,
Councilman Farah.
I move we receive and file.
Support.
Motion by Farah, supported by George. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. There are no ordinances on the agenda. Is there any old business the council would like to discuss? Seeing none, is there any new business the council would like to discuss? Seeing none, we'll move on to unscheduled persons in the audience, but prior to starting the public comments on tonight's agenda, I would like to read a statement that helps clarify the city's experience and perspective regarding the mural and painted sign on Kata's Hair Salon on Dix near Northline. We hear your concerns, but believe some clarification needs to be provided. The council and city administration value our business community and are grateful when businesses work to beautify and invest in their properties. We see this as an unfortunate scenario in which a business owner who was trying to improve her property found herself in violation of 2 ordinances in the process. It is the building department's obligation to cite a property owner when a violation occurs. The director does not have the option of what should be enforced and what should not be, nor should anyone want that to be the case. Ordinances may be changed or amended, but ordinances are meant to be enforced consistently and not at the whim of the department. Additionally, our building department works diligently to find answers for our residents and businesses to help bring their ideas and plans into compliance. Had the business contacted the building department prior to the installation of the mural and signage, most of the issues surrounding the situation could have been avoided. But nonetheless, we are here now after the fact. So what are the steps forward? The administration, in consultation with City Council, believe that it is reasonable to take no further action regarding these 2 violations against the owner of Kata's Hair Salon because our sign ordinance is currently being reviewed by our City Planning Commission. It is important to note that this Planning Commission is made entirely up of resident volunteers who advise the City Council on ordinance matters. All of our elected officials value citizen input, and this is just one way of our residents having the opportunity to be a part of the decision-making process. The review process for our sign ordinance began with a request from City Council to revise a different part of the ordinance back in spring. At the most recent Planning Commission meeting, a revised ordinance was presented for discussion. It is a lengthy document and will continue to be reviewed at upcoming meetings. It is anticipated that the final recommendations will be ready for later this year. Murals and the process to request approval for a mural will also be addressed. The separate issue of painting exterior signage will also be reviewed. Ordinances are not changed by one individual, nor should snap decisions be made that could impair the city's ability to enforce ordinances consistently, whether current or future, or bring about any unnecessary litigation. In the City of Southgate, the substance of our ordinances are thoughtfully considered and reviewed by our Planning Commission. Our city planner is also involved in the process as a professional advisor to the Planning Commission. Recommendations are then forwarded to City Council for consideration. The City Council may also make changes prior to adoption. Again, as it relates to the violations created by the sign and mural at Kata's Hair Salon, no further action will be taken at this time. The building department will continue to communicate with the owner as we go through this ordinance review process. Lastly, we respectfully ask that any other commercial property owner who is interested in creating a mural to consult with the city prior to starting this project. I'll now open the floor up to unscheduled persons in the audience. If you would like to speak, please state your name and address, and please record it also on the sheet as well. And you will have 3 minutes to address the council, and Michelle will let you know when your time is up.
We have a second.
I'm sorry?
We have 1 second.
Sure.
Does anybody else?
In the meantime, is it okay if another person goes? Okay, Robert, you may.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, everyone. Robert Pulowski from 12757 Chestnut Street in Southgate. On behalf of I'm sorry, let me move that out of the way. On behalf of Superintendent Sharon Irvine tonight, I just want to say thank you to everyone on City Council for the amount of support for our sinking fund. We've been doing really well on reaching out to community businesses. For example, Southgate Nutrition has been a huge supporter throughout this time that we're going for, and as of the last City Council meeting for September and 1 month away from the election, we're still trying to get the word out, but we're also getting a lot of support. So I just want to say thank you to everyone on City Council for your support. But on another note, the Harvest Fest, everyone has mentioned it. Biggest time of the year for Southgate, so I'd like to invite anyone on City Council and members of the public to come visit us at our Southgate Community Schools booth, talking about the sinking fund. If anyone has any questions for us, the 8th and the 9th, we will be there to answer any questions you might have. So, but on other business, our splash pad, I had the pleasure to attend, not make the grand opening, but I was able to catch the last few minutes of some people standing there. Unfortunately, I was in meetings, but I was able to come and see the wonderful site. This is a big thing for Southgate. It brings more people to our city, and it actually beats Riverview splash pad 100%. So I gotta. Riverview splash pad is about this size. Ours is about this, so I got to give you some credit there. But thank you to our state senator Darren Camilleri, our county commissioner Joseph Palamari. But we had a lot of amazing support, and I was able to talk to our county commissioner earlier that morning before the grand opening. I was at the Wayne County Commission meeting to just get his thoughts, and he was absolutely just amazed, on the amount of progress that's going on in Southgate. When we call ourselves the heart of Downriver, we are the heart of Downriver. We're heart of economic development, housing, transportation, all of the above. We are Southgate. We are the change. We have great things coming to this city, and we are more than welcome to welcome anyone in our city when it comes to jobs and residents. We are the future, and we are just getting started. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Robert, would you put your name and address on?
Any other unscheduled persons in the audience that would like to address the council? Okay, when he's done, please record your address on the sheet and just state it for the record as well. And then you'll have 3 minutes to address.
Madam Chairman, I would just like to note that Robert is not an employee of the city. He is one of our students in our school system, so he's very active on community events.
And he's not running for office.
He's too young.
Future.
Not yet.
Future.
Hi, my name is Kelly Cada. I'm from 12678 Dix Toledo, Cada's. I had a lot more to say, but I'm not. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. And I just want to say that I've been there for 38 years, and I think we all know why I'm here. First, I'd like to apologize for not pulling a permit. I'm sorry. I didn't even think of it. And I honestly didn't know that murals weren't allowed. I got the idea because I seen them in Wyandotte, Trenton, Groseal, and my daughter talked me into this. She thought, Mom, I'm gonna spend some of your money. And I do have a picture of before and after. My sign was crumbling. It's been up there for a long, long time, and I don't like the way things look like that. So she found our painter, Caitlin, and Caitlin went to town. And I got 3,000 reasons why I wanted to stay. I'm so sorry, and I appreciate everything you guys are doing, but I'm sorry that I did not pull a permit.
Madam
appreciate it.
Chairperson.
Councilman Colovis.
The defense attorney comes out in me, do not make any more admissions. I'm just kidding with you.
I've already done the parking lot. They pulled the permit. I already did the awnings. I want to keep it looking nice. And it is, after COVID, we're hurting. So I have had so many people stop in. I've never even seen these people before. And 3 stopped in yesterday, 2 stopped in today, and they're like, we never even knew this was a hair salon. So,
They do now.
yes, I guess so.
Definitely, I appreciate your comments. We're not the enemy here. We are totally in favor of improvements on businesses, but we just have to go through the proper processes, and of course, you understand that now.
Yes,
and
I
we're
do.
more than willing to work with you as the Planning Commission reviews this ordinance.
Okay, thank you so much.
Definitely.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you. Any other persons in the audience that would like to address the council? Seeing none, we'll move on to claims and accounts. Mr. Graziani.
Move this council approve warrant 1457 as presented in the amount of $30,993,353.78.
Support.
Motion by Graziani, supported by Zemecki. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion, or excuse me,
Support.
Madam Chairperson.
Councilman Colovis.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion by Colovis, supported by George. We are adjourned.